I suppose I'm going to keep going. Hello, welcome to the channel. That was the whole monologue. Perhaps I missed a line. I don't think that I did. I've done that monologue many times. But it's a lot. It's 2 minutes. It's a bunch of lines, 50 lines of verse. Right. The critical sorcerer here. This channel exists to discuss my relationship with Quentin Tarantino. Right? This channel exists to discuss what happened with the movie Critic. Right? Quentin Tarantino is a powerful psychic clairvoyant who occupies the minds of anyone he so chooses, up to and including all the actors and actresses in his films. Right? And so, right, when I opted out, when I decided not to bend to his psychic whim last year at De Niro Con, right, he said, oh, this guy doesn't want to play? No, he has to play. Right? My world, my mind, my rules. Right? He doesn't want to give me what I want, I'll destroy his mind. I'll make him seem completely insane. Right? And so that's what's been occurring, right? That's why you haven't heard anything. That's why everything's kicking off now, right? Because he has been trying to compel me to blow my brains out, right? And now that he's failed, he's descended into palpable black magic evil, right? And so we're talking about it. There's nothing stopping me from doing the same things beyond my ethical standards, beyond the fact that he's a fucking pussy, right? Who sucks feet because that's all he can do. Right? And if I put that evil he puts on me on him, right? Make anyone so goddamn miserable they kill themselves in days. Right? Right? And so, right? I opted out and started talking about it. Right? Like I could keep going, right? We could just both be evil. Right? But make no mistake, this is a legendary psychic siege, right? That defines both of our lives forever. Right? He's a sad, angry, weird man who doesn't see anything that's good in his life. Right? He can tell the people around him, oh, that I don't know what he's talking about. Like I have no idea. How unfortunate he's lost his mind. Right? And that's all fine and dandy, right? But the truth of the matter, right, is that we're both crawled all the way into the other's mind, right? And when he stole all of my secrets, I put it all in writing. I said, this is like you're a powerful guy. Congratulations. Right? There it is. Boom. And he took my trust, my honesty, right, and humiliated me all over town with it, as much or as little as he wanted. And I don't give a fuck. Right? He's like, it's a reflection of him. Right? It's a reflection of him being small in his mind, in his heart. Right? All of this is rooted, right, in the abstract philosophic notion that you can live in your mind. Right? That's right? That he wanted to say, oh no, you follow my lead based on the information I give you with my mind. Right? That I don't have to talk to you like a person. Right? That I don't have to reply to any of your letters. Right? That I can just say a bunch of stuff about you playing the role to this audience, and then I can stick my nose up at you and turn my back on you, and you'll bark like a dog, right? And you'll jump around like a show pony because I'm a famous guy. Right? And so, right, my naivete, right, this is what I'll say about it. Obviously, I chose the right side. He's not a cool guy. He's an evil, dangerous guy. I've said it 1,000 times on this channel. I'll say it 1,000 more times, right? But my naivete, right, after it occurred, was thinking that there was a path to redemption. Was thinking that he was good in some way in his heart. That he wasn't just interested in psychic mind violation. But I suppose he always is. He always is. Just as far as, right, the people that he wants to be in his movies, right, that he right? He takes his liberties, and it is nothing but a violation. I assume most of them are ignorant of sin and have no idea what's occurring, right? And he saw me as some sort of protege, saw me as some sensitive, right? So, I could teach him, but he has nothing to teach me. He never did. He could direct me as a director. That's fine. But the psychic occult mind game, no, we're good. We're good. Boom, all the way up there, the highest levels. That's where I live, right? And so that's why I turned my back, right? Because I don't want him violating my mind in that moment. That moment was the moment for sincerity, right? And so he wanted to say, right? And so anybody who's seen that footage, they know. They know when he stuck his nose up at my letter and he turned around, that I shook my head real sad, like, turn around. Right? Because he wanted something from me. He wanted more from me. Right? Oh, so you violate my mind for 6 months. Right? As much or as little as you want, and you can't even look me in the eye. Right? That's the guy that, right? I'm supposed to, I don't see it, I don't see it. Doesn't gel with me, with how I see the world, right? I don't care that he's famous, right? He's a man, right? But these are his games, right? This is the point why I say he's not cool, right? And I'm going to start reading from my novel soon, right? That if he was cool, right? Because I sent him a badass scene that he's putting in the movie Critic. They're shooting the movie Critic right now. Right? And if they're not shooting it right now, they will be shooting his last film in December per Production Weekly. Right? Stacey Scher's IMDb page says that the continuing adventures of Cliff Booth, right, which is the movie Critic, right, which Brad Pitt got that role because Quentin appropriated his spousal abuse as the plot for Cliff Booth in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Yes, Sony campaigned for a man to win an Oscar who was playing a fictionalized version of himself beating up his spouse. Sony campaigns for white wife beaters, to win awards. That's just so that we're all on the same page here, right? And the Oscar goes to the white man who beat up his wife on an airplane. I don't care. But Stacey Scher calls herself a feminist and a mom, right? On her Twitter. And so I think that's pretty funny. Are you sure about that? You sure you don't like to get smacked around by your husband? Because it seems like you and Sony want to give people awards for beating up their spouses. Anyway, right? If he was cool, right, he would have produced a non-disclosure agreement, paid me $1 million, up to $5 million for my scene, and said, hit the fucking road, buddy. You blew it. And that would have been perfectly reasonable. Right? But now, right, now it's exacerbated itself to such an attenuated degree, right, that everyone around him, I don't know what they say. I guess they're just like, well, better him than us, right? We expect you to watch him, right? Really sick, depraved behavior, right? And it's easy. This ain't nothing. If somebody print out a picture of Quentin Tarantino and stare at his fucking eyes until you go into a trance, close your eyes in meditation, and you'll fucking find him. There it is. Right? Ooh, Hierophant, high priest, I betray no coven, right? I betray no order, right? Like that's, right? But you have to be aware, right? You have to know what you're looking at. You have to know the differentiations between your imagination conjuring neuronal firing and the actual telepathy of the psychic aperture, right? Two distinct phenomenon, right? And I learned it through being on the business end of it. Right? But I'm not going to go on and on, right? I'm going to read from my novel, right? Quentin Tarantino is a dangerous man, and he is evil to me every day. I wrote Westboro Baptist again, and I'm not proud of that, but I had no choice, right? Oh, so I'm just supposed to let him poison my magnetic body? No. We're going to talk about it, right? Oh, ha, 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 ha. Like, he gets a kick out of this. He really is. He's sick. He's not well in his mind. Right? And to involve his daughter, right? It's just ugly. It's just ugly, right? To say my foundation is cunning, guile, right? And I suppose there's that, I should have read between the lines in that way, sure. But, right? No, it's just ugly, right? He's gonna lie to everyone in his life the rest of his life. That's right. Not like subtle, right? Like it's one thing to like remote view people and never talk about it, right? That's like one thing. But now, if he doesn't assassinate me, if he doesn't torture me, right, perpetually, right? If we both just are out here existing in the world, right? Let's say he pays me. You know, maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. Doesn't matter. But anytime anyone asks him about me, he's going to look them in the eye and lie. Right? David Mamet talks about this in his masterclass, right? That the rabbi says that there's a lie and then there's an untruth. Right? That you're a psychic voyeur and you don't tell people, that's an untruth. Right? And someone says, what'd you do yesterday? And you were watching someone through the mind's eye and you said, oh, I sat at home. Right? That's a perfectly reasonable answer. Right? It's no one's business what anyone does in the privacy of their own home. But to look someone in the eye and say, no, that man lies. I tell the truth, he lies. Right? And again, it's reversed. Right? So if anybody's lying about any of it, they're lying about all of it. And if anybody's telling the truth about any of it, they're telling the truth about all of it.